Okay, away we go, folks. Let's get right to it on a Thursday. What's happening, everybody? Try to amp myself up after like 4 attempts at 4 cups of coffee. Anyway, Nasdaq looking like it wants to rebound, get up to 700 today. Now 609. I kind of like what just happened here on the 30-second chart, right at 602. Just for anybody home alone trading. This is kind of the thing that's been working for us. The 5 minute dot with the check back went a little bit lower today than I usually anticipate. I'm looking for 705 retest today, guys. And I think we're still in an uptrend here since the mid-November low. We're up here against a couple of prior gaps. Prior gap here is 26K. We're 26.5. And, we still need like check back and another red candle in the 4 hour before I even consider a dot. So, let the drift up continue. All right, what's going on, folks? How you guys doing today? Hit the like, subscribe. We're here Tuesday, Thursday. All right, Tuesday, Thursday. Hit that like. Let's see if we can get some more people in here. And of course, you want to talk about Bitcoin. I just posted this, and I think this is probably a good place to start to dive deep on for today. But before I do that, don't forget, okay, our HPC 30, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Cyber Tuesday, Cyber Thursday deal. Got a couple more days, and then we're done. So this is your chance to renew, get the software, HPC 30. That gets you the software 30% off. That expires at the end of the week, and then it's over. Also, gold membership until, I don't know, 6 weeks, whatever you guys want. I'm pretty easy going once you see what we're doing in there. I'm pretty chill on it across the board, but we're dishing out lots of great ideas every day. And then HPC at SR-Analyst gets you your 2 week trial, no hassle. Just submit the email and username, and you're golden. Okay, so Black Friday, Cyber Tuesday, Thursday, whatever, HPC 30 gets it. I'll put that link in the chat for everybody. How you guys doing today? Let's get the business out of here and let's get onto the charts. Great to see everyone. Appreciate that. Hitting the smash the likes, hit subscribe so you get the notifications. Let's get Bitcoin out of the way, so to speak. Absolutely relevant idea right here, right at the moment. And I would say this is probably the ideal type 2 situation that within what we've been dealing with for the last couple of weeks sets us up for a continuation. And, about the only thing it missed so far was this perfect check back on the 4 hour right there. There's the yellow dot. As soon as that closes, that's your trade opportunity. Open bar trigger was 93,406, and that's still going to be firm resistance going forward, down 1,400. But I'm more interested, okay, for Bitcoin, and again, Bitcoin's defining the whole cycle. What's going to happen in this rather strange conglomeration of bullish to bearish ideas here? And we are short term with a bullish dot. I still think that would have to get retested, but we're going to be one and then a second red bar going to give us yet another bearish dot down here. And we're going to have to dive deep because this is a real point of indecision. I'm still of the opinion that we're going to roll back over, and we're still looking for sub 80K. The weekly time frame, okay, watching these weekly bars, how we resolve this area down here, I think is going to be pretty clear for everyone else. If you're a bull, I would have to think if you break 83 and you're not switching your tone, then you need to take a hard look at what you're doing. A lot of people still calling for this to be a temporary correction, and then off we go. I am not of that opinion, have not been of that opinion for at least 6 weeks. And what would change my kind of bearish stance, shifting to a more of a steeper correction, we'd have to get all the way up above the 50 here on amplified. Remember, it's a weekly chart. And then same HSI at a minimum. Well, that's not even a thing until you're back above the 50. And I would be watching for a rollover down here, guys. 93,000 roughly should be top end resistance. And again, if this was a big shakeout, we wouldn't be sitting down here for 2 weeks. It would shake, it would reverse, and we'd be back up above 100K already. So, Bitcoin situation, kind of on the edge. People are trying to be hopeful. I get it, but we need concrete signals, everybody. We do have some patterns that are pretty clear that are working out. Some of these we went through last session. Bitcoin's not it though. So let's stay with it. I mean, I'm Bitcoin's like the one crypto that I still have on my screen. Beyond that, not so much. There are not too many things. There are some things that are setting up, that are starting to move. Not in the crypto space. But for Bitcoin, gave you some levels, 93,406 to be exact. Okay, not a biggie. It's really not a biggie. And the monthly as well. This would be the bigger situation that happens. Look, if we're looking at the monthly basis, the monthly close is probably the most significant monthly bar since the entire cycle began. So we're looking at this 50 crack on the monthly, and let me expand this, and then you can really see it. There you go. We're looking at that as like a violation. It's the most important 50 cross since 2023's initial 50 cross. And on the downside, we have to look at it something like this from last cycle on that first move. Yeah, we had a little bounce, but the bounce was here well after the top. And let's go to this time frame, which is really within this January to April 2021 time frame. We could have something like this, a little sideways, do nothing, and then roll over. But this is the rollover in terms of how we're analyzing, assessing the overall indicator. I would think we're like here within the cycle. And we got that second leg that still has to go. And again, what would change my attitude on this is simply getting oversold on a monthly, check back, a couple of green bars, dot, and then get ready to go. In this instance, that took almost a year. Almost a year. And I feel like we're there. On this current kind of scenario with Bitcoin breaking critical levels, really breaking structure here, breaking the channel, and you're down to literally one bar. Truly make or break. I say we break. I say we bust out that 81K, and that's the big number. 81K. You take that out, the levels I've been talking about. 92,300. Like I said on Tuesday, I'm glad it bounced for now. It's not going to be a straight off, complete capitulation, but that's what we're looking at here. I mean, it is a textbook. These 4-hour patterns, when they get like that, like this, let's respect it. A really nice bat formation off the low. Remember 83K, that was the weekly 382. So we had a nominal 382 bounce. Kind of looks like this. Just bring this up so you guys know. I mean, there's reasons. There's definitive reasons why we're at least going through this temporary bounce. Go to the cycle low to high. It's there. Okay. 382 is right there. 83-ish. So be aware of that. Okay, it's way early in this. We need further development. Even if we wanted to be bullish, yeah, you need a couple, 2, 3 more weekly bars. Great to see that. What's going on, everybody? Come on in, settle in, hit like, subscribe as you're getting in here. Get the notification. We're here Tuesday, Thursday, 12:30-ish. Absolutely. Yeah, qubits exploding, quantum stocks. We talked about that last time. They've done their moves out of the zones, and now they're accelerating. There's others too. Yes, Justin, we can get to silver miners. I think, we get a little pullback here. Any pullback on silver and gold, guys, it continues to be an opportunity. And then I'll review some of the others. A bunch of these have been setting up in ideal fashion. I mean, we've got, I think it was Smart Modular here. No. Sorry. Let's go back here. Let's show some patterns. Real opportunities, things that are happening right now. I mean, check it out. Where's qubits? Qubits up 328. Check this out. Strong weekly HSI. Guys, this is the kind of continuation thing that can really get going. Qubits was the shark, now 5-0 at 34 bucks. That is a nice setup. Couple more. Well, IONQ, that's the other one. Qubits being D-Wave. IONQ, that's the other big one. And they're up 6, up 12% today. Patterns all over the place. Non-confirmation, so maybe just a reaction to 61, but that's still higher. A couple others. Well, we had, remember ASTS? These were all the high flyers. Well, guess who's coming back? Check this out. ASTS up 18%. Remember this on the 4-hour? There you go. Where'd it go? Where's my pattern? Maybe that was Rocket Lab. I think it was Rocket Lab, guys. Yeah, there you go. Rocket Lab with the bat pattern. All right, so all of that working out now, and Rocket Lab to 53.74 minimum. Oh, ARQQ. Arctic Quantum. This one's just starting to recover. I mean, amazing that was 22 at the low, was 62 at the high, and there you go. Hop is 1681. That's a type 2. Ugly type 2, but look, that's how it rolls. A few more of these that I know we've talked about them. What was the other one? I guess QUBT. That was another one starting to work out here. Before I go any further, look, Oracle, guys, coming off that 200 level. Oracle's been a few different patterns down here, 190 to 200. I'd say that's fully ready. That's fully ready. I mean, there was a few shark, alternate bat before. It's drawing the biggest pattern possible. But if I take out the alternate bat, it will show you the 2 other patterns. And that's sometimes a good way to go. There you go. So those were the 2 patterns we initially were referencing. And it's an ugly Gartley. I mean, all the way straight through the hop, but the confirmation came down here. So the first place to be looking on Oracle was a week ago, Wednesday, yesterday. And that's still type 1 off of the big Gartley. It's a type 2 off of this prior shark. Target at 245 to 256. Real great stuff, guys. And a lot of those high flyers have come back. Here's Oklo. I mean, that was 190 and it bottomed out at, what was that low? 78, now 109. And I think, the daily's oversold. 4 hour was okay. What was the other one? Nano nuclear. Let's take a look. Nano nuclear on the 4 hour had some dots, but I think it was either SMR. No, okay, here it was. Nano nuclear, and this is starting to look really good. It was a shark to 5-0. Shark to 5-0. So here you got several patterns that have bottomed, give you a nice inflection, and now starting to go all in the last week for a nice little year-end run. I think so. People ready to buy that back. Don't want to be short that going into 2026. These kind of stocks are probably going to be the winners. Quantum, nanonuclear, and then even resource and energy, particular energy plays. So I like those. What else are you guys looking at? Russell for Lino. What's up, Lino? Come on in. And what is METC codes mode? Codes mode. Let's see it. I'll go with nanonuclear. I did nanonuclear right there. Russell. Russell's pretty good to look at because we're up here all-time new high. Almost. Yeah, because we were, isn't it, this is a type 2. I know we're up here at a type 2. There you go. So I'm watching this very closely. I know we talked about this, 2 weeks ago. Are we retesting 251 right where we are, the dot confirmation? Yeah, we didn't. We survived the 50 test. So I would be just simply waiting. Look, the breakdown, if we get it for Russell 2000, is going to have to roll over and break it like that. That's not happening just yet. But watching that, 256 could be the top there. Like tap 256 before the end of the month, end of the year, and then roll down. But today we're retesting this prior dot trigger right there. So maybe tomorrow, if this is not going to follow through, we'll see it tomorrow. But it's a type 2 bat pattern. I'm watching that. Longer term, yeah, I mean, look, longer term, the monthly is fully intact. All right, this is just a steady, nice uptrend. Probably plays catch up pretty soon, but not until we really get through these upper levels, 256, 260-ish. It looks okay. Longer term, it looks fine. Maybe a little retrace after we hit some of those higher targets. I don't know, QQQ, the SPY, we're right back at our 1618s. QQQ is at 625. And what happened, look, we went dot to dot. So that retracement's all you're going to get. And now retesting prior highs. We could see 630 retest. Not a biggie. But that's all right. Just kind of in this end of year retrace. And the big numbers are like, yeah, 630. Knock on that a few times. A couple others. The rare earths, Ramaco resources. Sure. Let's bounce around today. I'm wide open to take anything you guys want to look at, so put it in the chat. Ramaco resources, well, nice move to 60, but right back down to 17. Arrow dot diamond. So that would put you around $16. Major support. Would have to hold there. 4 hour looks like that. Yeah, I don't have any pattern levels, but I'm certainly looking at that 16, 17 area. That's good. Yeah. Couple more here. Yeah, we can look at that. What's going on, guys? Qubits has been great. Yes, it has. Um, yeah, Russell's okay too, guys. Look, I'm not too worried about that. If you go to say even the SPY, just get that out of the way. All right. Up here against some dots in the 4-hour time frame, like 685. After last month's little 4-hour dip down, 660. So where's it going? Daily time frame, we're almost at all-time 886. That's amazing. Need a dot. So let it drift a little higher than we are. Maybe, yeah, it's like we're really close, guys. That's amazing. Impressive. If we got a dot, so we check back, today's red. If tomorrow was red, next week, we might be dealing with some resistance. Not there yet. It's just not there yet. And we don't forget, okay, next week and the week after, volume certainly starts to lighten up. Absolutely. Take your time with this. Yeah, a couple more. Thanks, Thales. Thales says just buy the software. It's like buy the damn software. It's like playing the markets on a cheat mode with witchcraft. Sure. Or it's harmonic pattern framework working out. Justin wants to look at silver miners. Let's look at the SLV. Where's the next place to jump on? We have a little dot arrow. We're down today. I mean, that was a hell of a move, 45 to 53. Come on back. I mean, we're doing this over and over again. Look at how many of these retraces. Check out the legs here. Off of that last leg, straight up, and like a 50% down. And even on these smaller levels, we see that. Point being here, don't be jumping. Wait for retraces like that, little 50% back up. Can we get another little 50 retrace, something like that? 50, 49. You want to get on board with this SLV. I would say SLV even over the miners. There's a few miners that are interesting. There you go. CDE, core mining. Coming on back down. I'd be looking in this 14, 15 area. We get that. I mean, again, we want this stuff on retracements. They're trending. They're happening. There's a 4-hour pattern. Maybe we get back to the hop level. But that's the kind of thing I would look for. Okay, like this. Not like that. From that pattern. Pretty nice. What was the other one? AG? I think First Majestic Silver. Wow, already up at 15. We were looking at that last time at like 11. I would say taking it dot to dot, that's probably it for now. That's probably it for now. Let's keep an eye on it. Remember, one of the easiest things to do, 4-hour time frame, daily time frame, we've got an obvious trending market. So, and that was obvious back here or here. Silver, gold running. We've been talking about that all year, but look at the retracements there, and there was another one. We'll get another one probably around here, and then go again. A lot to get to though. I like them. Guys, we have to be absolutely just patient with it. PLG, we peaked at that last time. I like this chart. I really do. I like this chart because gaining momentum. Hold on. Platinum group metals. And they've been starting to run. We got prior patterns. There's a bat at 188 where target 1. It's actually a good thing to look at. Check it out. It explodes off of the bat, runs right to target one, can't follow through. Now you put in HSI, and that was on Tuesday. Can't get through again, and it's starting to roll over. I would love, I mean, absolutely love. I'd be the first one to line this up for you guys. Not that. Let's get the chart back up. Can we get a retest to 188? If we go from 244 back to 188, that would give us the type 2. It's possible. Why? Because there's a harmonic pattern there. It's even on the daily. All right, so type 1, 243. I like it. But we know that that's a reaction. That's the framework. That's our assumption. Every time frame, every time. That's what we're looking for. So PLG, yeah, let it go. Let it come back. Maybe we get that towards the end of the month. Because this is full, already in return mode. We know it's in return mode because there. We're about to get a yellow dot on the bearish side. Yeah, like this to there, and then come on back down. And that's where I want it, really want to crush it. Back on the 2. Couple more. Nvidia. Yeah, we can look at Nvidia. Along the lines of the PLG, do I like Rio or SBSW? Let's look. Rio, old time slow mover, Rio Tinto. Rio Tinto, not a slow mover anymore. All time new highs. All time? Can't be all time. No, I didn't think so. But that definitely did recover. Where's the weekly? Boy, oh boy, look at that. Look at that. Really nice weekly back to back. Maybe we're a little oversold at 74. But I think this is trying to break out longer term. Rio Tinto, amazing. What about, what was the other one? SBSW. Stillwater. Great band. Great fictional band. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look. Sabine Stillwater Limited. Interesting. I can't really offer anything here because we're in fact retesting some overbought territory. What's that daily look like? Not bad, but I would still say the same thing. Look, these kind of moves, they catch your eye, don't they? You know, it catches your eye at 12. Why didn't it catch our eye at 3? Well, we didn't have any development, any real breakout. But we did have some higher readings at like 7. And that's the kind of opportunity or position where, hey, I don't have to catch the bottom, but I get something like that after it's developed. That truly helps me understand that this thing is moving. So be it. A couple more, like Nvidia. Nvidia, I still say, is digesting this 1618. I think we're close, and I certainly would want to be looking to jump on this because I think Nvidia goes higher. You know, 4 trillion, 4.4 trillion. Does it go to 10 trillion? Maybe someday. But here you go. You're on a weekly. You got some. Look, arrow, diamond, dot. How much have we talked about that? The new diamond indicator. Okay, that's included with the software. We've been saying that those are important kind of highlighted areas. Now, check out the last place. We had an arrow, diamond, but the dot was all the way up here with the perfect check back. And that was 133. send it to 90, back up, retest, explosion. But at least in the short term, you had to deal with that segment for the better part of like 12 to 15 weeks minimum before that turned around. I would say the same thing up here. I think this will give us an opportunity on the downside after we digest all of these gains. And remember that this whole 1618 argument that we've talked about, and that was off the April correction, 1618 was like 193 ish, like that. Sets you up, and then what? Get some kind of, it was almost perfect topside 1902. Kind of like that. So where does it go? I would say right off all-time high. Can we get down a 382? Would be the best thing. 382. 160-ish. 162. We've seen it before. I'll be patient on that. I know we'll either get oversold continuation or we'll hit the level and get both. 382 at 160-ish would be really ideal. Here's the daily, and we do have, it's kind of working within the framework of this butterfly pattern, even though it was tested in an lacking ideal price action, but overshot the zone. But where's your confirmation? All the way up here, right there. And that happens as part of the real market. Like patterns, yes, they're ideal. Usually the framework fits quite nicely within all of the type 1, type 2. Sometimes we get irregular action like this, but we're always looking for confirmation. Confirmation is what seals the deal where the opportunity is. Here's the T2, but there's the dot trigger for the entry of the trade. T2 193. Dot entry for that trade is there, like 199. Yep. Couple more. Yeah, I like those. Sure. We did SBSW. What's up, academic? What's up, Mike? How are you doing? Long time, right? Right, long time. Let's look at GE. I think GE is like IBM. It's one of these sleeper stocks. GE Aerospace, man, they split that and the GE Health, and that fixed the company. But you got this. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, the GE symbol, that's amazing. You want to see amazing harmonics? Even a stock like GE, which was left for dead after 2008. It basically retraced better part of 20 years of action. And then look what it still did, guys. It did the type 1 pretty nicely, off of that low all the way up to target, which was 127. And how many years? The low is like 09, that high 7 years later. And then you do the return phase. This is harmonic pattern framework, ideal. Only thing we didn't have is maybe some kind of confirmation up there, but there was plenty of time. Plenty of time. And look where the confirmation came in. Back on the T2. And this was at the low, 2020. Yikes, that's amazing. That was 30, guys, and now we're 290. 5 years later. Remarkable. I mean, T2, 190, that would have been far-fetched. But check it out. The confirmation. Okay, software retest XA. There should be a T2 there. And then confirmation the first time is like there. 35. Now GE, I just, you got to wait for some kind of pullback. Daily, 4-hour time frame. You're there on the daily, but no pattern. What about 4-hour time frame? Come on. Should be something there. Type 1. It's type 1 crap. Maybe 82. Maybe 82. It's been a amazing recovery. Couple more workday for Fora. I know there's a nice pattern here. Really nice. This kind of reminds me of the quantum stocks, guys. Big bat pattern at 211. The dot was about 6 days ago, 7 days ago, holding 211.68. I think that's a great opportunity here, at least to get yourself back to target one. 211 to 223, 224. If you go back, it's not really a trending creature, so that might take more time. You know, look, we're down. You go back 2 years, not even a year. You're still like that. But that's a nice area, 211-ish. And I'd run with it. I like it. Couple more. Yeah, Oracle is moving. The Mitch specials of Rivian, AAL, and Rivian 17. Look, Rivian's gonna probably go and break out of this range. There's a lot of development here. Could have a little sell-off into the end of the year, tax loss selling. But yeah, we're on watch. It's really above 18 that it gets going. Our last jump on point, look, yellow dot was not 10 days ago. Barely 10 days ago. That's what you want to look for. Right now we're overbought. This is oversold down here. Let's get another oversold trigger, jump on it and go. Yeah. What was the other two? LAC. We know the deal in LAC. Let's register something down here. LAC is still all about this monthly massive pattern where basically $4, 398. Maybe we retest that. But that's a nice initial setup. What was that? USAR? USA Rare Earth came out, went ballistic, came all the way back, and then did this. Couple dots, pink, purple diamond, and then the dot trigger at 14. Today it's up 270. Clearly that's above. Look at the weekly or daily amplified. So really that popped yesterday into today. A lot going on. I do think select opportunities have set up in ideal fashion. They're turning around. Fresh works. On a daily, I've got a nice setup. I mean, I'm not crazy this is all the way back down there, but recovery wise, from 12 to 15 and change, that's all right. That probably works. I mean, we're not aggressively getting, breaking out in ranges. In fact, check out the weekly. It is a type 2 with a dot. So 1124, if we can retest that, go to target 2. That's a better setup there. Might be a touch early. Maybe this is the week. I was going to say check the 50 level. I really like what's going on right there. That's FRSH, folks. Nice breakout above the 50 and that prior little pivot. Those are critical continuation signs. What's up, Just Ting? Wants to look at GameStop. Do we want to look at GameStop? Meh. I mean, okay. I think last time we were looking at this was this summer. I think we had some stuff to retest, right? Yeah, we had this. Prior shark at 20, confirmation all the way down there at 1992. Yeah, rebounding. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like this over the next 2 months or so. Come up, hit target one, roughly shy of 25, and then send it back down. The weekly's the one I want to see. Give me a dot, something retest 20 bucks before that really could get going. You're in serious chop right now, and that long term is still down. Couple more. Valet, that was the one, Mr. DSATT21. Valet. Valet's the Rio counterpart, maybe even a little better pure play. 13. Oh boy, look at this. You guys see this? It was a type 2 right off of that shark at 846, now 13. This stuff's leaving the station now. Leaving the station now. You need just like a big week in gold and silver. Check out the monthly shark on Valet. And yes, it is a type 2 at 10 bucks. That, my friends, that's a nice one. I think 25, retest target 1, not a problem. Not a problem. That's great though. Um, Flip a coin on which one. I think some of these need more time. The rest are pretty set. I mean, Valet is set to go. Type 2 retest with confirmation. No question there. Couple more. You got it. What's up, Daniel? Thanks for sharing. Um, what's up, MDIK? He says he's been trading with HPC software for 5 years, and the framework works great on the synthetic indices. Why don't you give me one? What is a good synthetic industry? Boyle here. Nat Gas finding a bid, guys. What's up, Vincent? Vincent want to look at Boyle. I'm going to throw your way UNG. 15-ish. Nat Gas has been a dead market for the last many years. And I spent a lot of time in Nat Gas. I mean, my days, I can't even go back there. It was before that I spent a lot of time there with a very good friend who was probably the biggest independent local on the exchange. And, so I know this market well. That and crude oil, NYMEX. A lot of hours down there on that floor. And that was when it was still open outcry. Now that's all gone, but it was, it was a slice in time. And it was great to be able to be down there. NG on the futures, like this. There's a NYMEX. That looks pretty good. Now $5 on that. It's got to be. I guess if we're not there, we're real close to the January contract. But taking its time. I'd be watching it. I think energy complex in general. But nat gas looks good. Sure, a couple more. You got it. Hey, what's going on? Daniel wants to look at DAR. And what are we dealing with there? Darling Ingredients. Okay. What do we got here? Weekly. I mean, that's a hell of a retracement now. 60% on the monthly. What about the daily? Don't have much. A couple of patterns here. I would need to see much larger development before I'd say you're getting out of that zone. Weeklies like that. Progress on the weekly. All right, that's a lot better chart, but that still says like 32, not 36. That's a slow mover, but this is a good one. Sure. 30 3175-ish, 32 is probably where you're looking for this. Couple more. Mosaic. I've always liked that one, but it got crushed. Crushed. There you go. Back at 24. Weekly bat. All right. Not the best structure, but I'm looking at 23. HSI on the weekly basis just triggered last week. 2 weeks ago. Retested. So we get one green and one more green arrow, you're going to have a dot. All that's around 23.20-ish. But I like this. I like it for a slow mover, long style, long term. Hold that for like literally 18 months, 2 years to get to target one at 44.18. Couple others. What's up, Greg? Ahoy to you too. All good. Upstart. That's another one we were looking at around 45, 40, no, like 48, I think, on this. Upstart or on semi. I confuse those two. Upstart's like this with the bat pattern. What were we looking at before this, guys? Were we looking at something here at like 48? I don't quite remember. There is a bat. 37-ish. Let's see if we can bounce at least to 55. That's all right. Not the greatest in terms of non-confirmation, but nice pattern, bouncing. I'd have it on the radar, of course. We went through qubits. We talked about those quantum stocks last week and especially Tuesday. Yeah, qubits up 320. 34, shark to 50, guys. And remember, if you didn't get this, learn from it. That's critical. Why? What do we see? Well, the entries are going to correspond with daily yellow dots like there and there and there and there. And this is another one. I think with a pattern, take it to target, 34. Some of those others have all worked out quite well. Yeah. Yeah, Upstart, that was the other one we talked about. Upstart got slammed and then came right back. And this has been happening so much. We've been looking at Upstart. I think it was, what was it, 48 to 50-ish? But it went and did the full 886 at 37. I'm still saying this is rebound. Yeah, rebound. Big bat pattern. I forget what we were saying on Upstart. Maybe it was a shark or something. I forget. I think our number was 48, but it went to 36, 34, and bounced. And I think you're fine. Couple others. Rigetti. Yeah, Rigetti and IONQ. And look at that chart. Arrow, dot, diamond. How do we think about that? We think pretty good. We thinking pretty good on that one. And that's Rigetti. There's the 4 hour. Currently 29.47. I mean, all that support trigger is like 24, under 24. But that's fine. Yeah, I like those. Just got to be patient on them. Let them come in, register dots, patterns, then hit them. What's AVBP? Aerovent Biopharm. Up at 23. Yeah, again, bearish pattern. Need confirmation, but probably close to doing a type 1. And a type 1 in this case just gets you back to the 382. Really common, especially with the Gartley, then you see. Couple others. I just wait for the pullback. JWS, you'll get it. You'll always will get the retrace. Think in terms of retrace and percentage, not necessarily points. Whirlpool for Daniel. Whirlpool has been stuck. Long time. Now 80. I knew that was 60. All of this stuff. We're deep in that crab pattern. 65.76. Amazing. Was that hit? 65.35 was the exact low. And now you're at 80. I mean, normally I'd say that's a little late, but let's just monitor it. Look for a 60-minute or 4-hour pullback on this. Couple more. Yeah, wait for the retrace. You'll get it. We will get another retrace. If it's not going to be now, I think we'll get that retrace in the beginning of the year. And you would want to jump on that retrace, the next retrace. Geron Corporation, 127. Yeah, some small patterns at $1. Yes, you could try to speculate on that, but wouldn't be too healthy. Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. Geron hasn't moved for years. Even though this was 590, very little sustainability. I expect that to be another penny stock. Got it. We looked at Mosaic too. Couple other ones. G-Dog, what's up? Boeing has an HSI. I'm always interested in that. At 17. HSI at 112, overbought. But weekly HSI at 117. Let's look at what you're diving into here. So Boeing at 200. I've been stuck in this range. Hold on. What about the monthly? Yeah, the monthly is all bunched up. So for me, Boeing's still down, especially after the diamond you put in last month. That's still down, and we can register something really clean. If it's hourly or 4-hour, doesn't matter. You come back and hit the hop level at 188.6. There's probably better ones. NTLA for Daniel. I don't know what that is. I mean, we've looked it up before. IntelliTherapeutics, all these therapeutics, right, guys? Dot diamond, no arrow. I mean, you could say maybe this arrow shouldn't take out 734. Prior hop is 10. And we're looking for that to be just a simple return move on the daily. There you go. Yeah, might need a little bit more. There's a monthly. Come on up, come on back down. That looks a lot like Zcash, guys. Remember Zcash, what I was saying about Zcash? Up at around 600. But that was pretty much it. Well, now you're 360. We were as low as what was at 280 this morning? 300. And it's like that. Couple of patterns, 322-ish. I I'm telling you, I think this is already breaking down. I don't think we'll go back retest. Maybe we pop to 450 or 500, but then right back down. Not the best positioning there. A couple others. Hold on. What about NASDAQ right now? Yeah, some 4-hour dot diamond action. Yeah, pretty interesting. Let's see if we can get the full return move. Just stuck in this range. Probably 05 is support. Come back in and retest that gap area at 42. But this 615 stuff, meh, not a heck of a lot going on. I mean, a real solid explosion moves, not today. Think so. One or two more. And Vincent wants to look at EC. That was from earlier. And I'm curious, what is EC? Eco Petrol on SYSE, NYSE. Um, let's get a chart up. Yeah, I'm thinking stuff like this. You're probably better off buying XLE or ExxonMobil or Chevron. Yeah, that did the 1-2. Type 1 reaction right back for the 2. Not bad. I would say you're targeting a hop at 11. 1084. Was that a full retest? Not yet. 1080 to 1144 on this move. But beyond that, not so much. Just focus on that. Bring that back. PLD. What's that, Victoria? Prologis? I don't know that one. I'm always interested to hear new ideas. PLD. Wow. 130. April low was what, 86? All right. That's another interesting sideways chart. I'm not really, don't have anything here to say jump and just blindly buy it. If anything, you're really stacked against a lot of resistance at 130. I mean, I could see this go 130 and then retest this green line, which is 105, related to all of these signals back here. So far, okay, I do see the thought, and it's like, hey, this has done a big run. Here's the pullback with ideal retracement behavior. Can we get this thing for another leg? Maybe. Kind of like it. It's a good one. Yep. A couple others. Daniel, man, welcome back with a vengeance. Daniel wants to look at Wix, Duolingo. There's Wix. Type 2, my man. Look at that. Anybody, everybody, you see that? Let's get our eyes on Wix. Type 1, kind of delayed, but look how ideal this was. Hits 205, goes a little higher, bang, bang. Red arrow, yellow dot, retest, roll it down. Roll it down where? Well, for the type 2. Back at 109, it just went on. What do you need to see? Confirmation, HSI, which is down here. Hit oversold and bounce. Please. But I like that one too. Real nice. One or two more on that. Spotify, that is. Yeah, this has been one of those trenders under the radar. Now on a pullback. Yeah, look at that. 2023 to 80 to almost 800. Now, first dot, retest that dot there. Retest the dot. I guess that was last week, so this is a retest now. We need to see amplified, HSI. Both those got to turn up, guys. You're really close. I like the idea. Okay, I really do. Because I think looking for stuff that's on a retrace is a good idea. But now, if we really want to turn around, this amplified is going to pivot out in the next week or two and get above the 50. It's one of the easiest ways you spot up, pull up the software. What's this middle indicator doing? It's still down. It's hitting oversold. The indicators are designed to where they will lead before price. And HSI right here, or sorry, HSI is down here. You're not even at the 50 yet. So let that happen. Let that come in. We need that kind of development. Some of these that we've seen, like the quantum stocks, again, we were looking for those to get above their 50 level. Things like qubits here, up 312. Yesterday was the day that it clinched it on the daily, like here, and there you go. Actually, that was what? That was last week. Amplified clinched it. Really, what was that? It was yesterday. Above the 50. That's what we're looking for. Setups like that. Oh, here's the other one. Caterpillar. Guys, these boring ones. Caterpillar and Cummins engine and some of these others. Look at that sucker. And we were talking about that just last week at 550. Now it's 600, all-time new highs. This is exactly the kind of stock or market, really market. I don't care if it's stock, futures, crypto. This is what your positioning should look like. You get just extended uptrend, retrace with a dot on the daily, dot in the daily, dot in the daily, every one of them. Every one of them led to more than a 1618. Why not? Caterpillar going to 625, maybe 630 on this run. It's not stopping. It is not stopping. But we can't say this about most crypto. Most crypto doesn't look like that. So pass. Quantum stocks look like this, and they might have just finished a massive, if we're really going to hold this long-term uptrend here on quantum stocks, that's a major low. That's the low for a while. That's a low going into probably January minimum. Yeah, a couple more. What else do you guys have? QSI. No, we haven't. QSI 144. Oh, check that out. Really nice, my man. Type 2 bat. Now you can speculate because the 2 is in. Type 2 at 120. That was it. Yeah, this, look, you want low floater? That's got everything you want to see. Look at multiple patterns down here. That's nuts. QSI 144, guys. That's development. And you had that crazy move all the way up, come all the way back down, and now you're in that position to go. I like that. We got to be looking at those. We did Oracle. What's up, Birdhouse? We did Oracle. We like it. Go ahead, buy it. It's starting to accelerate. A couple others that Daniel wanted to look at. FISV, FizServe. right? Fiserv. Oh man, what happened there? No, Daly's a failed crab. Look at what happened there, man. I mean, I get the idea that you'd want to buy it, but quite a knife. Now trading where it was 10 years ago. Again, to me, that's a busted trend. I think, yeah, you could probably bounce there, but Caterpillar's a better play. This could be a nice look. This could be a sizable turnaround, or it could just be a dud. Either way, I want trending situations. Trending situations, please. Like Caterpillar has got all the trending behavior we've ever wanted to see. CRM, Salesforce.com. What's going on here? Been limping. Weekly, is it starting to get going? Not really. Not yet. I'm not crazy about it. It's done nothing for almost a year. Yeah, that was last December. So, not so much. I don't have really, you got a couple of bearish patterns here. That's it. The other one, Duolingo, we talked about that last time. Didn't that collapse? Yeah. Oh, okay. It's a big butterfly. I don't like it. I'll tell you why I don't like it. And you guys can use this technique any time frame. Okay. We do have a lot of things here where you have a dot, you have an arrow, you have a diamond, although I prefer to see that kind of in the opposite order. Arrow, diamond, dot. Problem is that this little reaction has generated a bearish HSI right there at 196. Again, this is probably going to have to come back into the zone and retest, maybe as low as 170. It's just not there yet. Duolingo's chairman, Louis von Ahn, acquired 68,000 shares, raising his total to 3 million. Well, there's some conviction. Officer Hacker Severin bought 33,000 shares. Okay. I mean, these guys are putting their money where their mouth is. But I would say a little more consolidation. We can bring that up. Let's follow this over the next couple of weeks. It is a classic tax loss selling candidate. Like they could sell this down into the end of the month, and then closer we get to January, probably the better chance that that is going to be washed out. So, as we like to say, it is not bad. Not bad at all. Couple more. What's up, Vince? Vincent wants to look at Halliburton. Good old Dick Cheney stomping grounds. No, Hindustan or Halliburton? Hindustan Aeronautics. That's interesting. That's an Indian exchange. We want Halliburton, NYSE. Yeah, leave it for Dick Cheney to not cash out on the big downfall because we're not, pimping ourselves out in Iraq. We don't have any place like Iraq to pimp ourselves out at anymore to sell government a bunch of garbage. But there's still a going concern here. It's still a business. And yeah, I kind of like it. I mean, on principle, I do have certain companies that I absolutely hate. Halliburton's one of them. Enron was another one, and we didn't like Enron even before the collapse of Enron. We go back 25 years. Halliburton's same kind of nastiness. ExxonMobil was the other one. Just because they had spilled oil. That's all. That was always my thing. When they spilled oil in the Valdez in late 80s, I was like, all right, I'm never buying gas from ExxonMobil. If they're hiring drunk ship captain to run aground. Halliburton, same deal. Please buy Valero. You want an energy play, just buy Valero. And it's up big time. And this is just going to keep going up. But Valero's like that. Yeah, ever since that bat, beginning of the year, this might get a little pullback off of here. You want an energy play, you want a refiner. So go Valero. Couple more. How about Tesla? What are we doing with Tesla, guys? Tesla's all the way back at 444. Retesting the dot, retesting the arrow with the diamond. I mean, all the confirmation that you would ever want in a setup is retesting right now. So I'm not going long. I'm looking for another place to go long on Tesla. Daily time frame is, we have patterns there too. Okay, never got to the full type 1. This could just be a big dud pause, but I still say we'll get oversold. Look for it. Look for that. Get it oversold, and then we go. Tesla's going to be one that you're going to want to just buy and hold, and then talk to me in 4 years. I've always thought it like that. I'll tell you one that I'm long, continuing to be long, and I think I got to buy more is Walmart. Up here at 114. I mean, get out of town. This goes a lot higher, guys. I mean, I'm thinking this is like a 125 stock. You're almost at a $1 trillion market capitalization. Why not? 102 was the last jump on point. And I mean, I'm not saying buy it now, but the next retrace on Walmart, I'm going to add and never sell. Because I've mentioned this last time, you are on that kind of a path. That weekly chart, it is really, it's remarkable. It's remarkable because you think about Walmart at 30, 40, 50 as an absolute steal. Okay, well now, what do we do now? I mean, are we overpaying? Probably a little bit. But this trend will persist for the next 3 years. I mean, just on the slope of that trend, you can write it like this. Next 3 years. Get me to 2029. Where are we on Walmart? Probably 150, 180. It's something like that, guys. That's just simply extending out this long-term trend channel. There's nothing here that's going to stop that. No bearish pattern, no overbought. Walmart. Again, let's focus on those that are continuing to persist, trend, maintain their uptrend from the last few years. That one and Caterpillar. The other one I said before was Cummins Engine. CMI. Oh, look at that, man. It's up 7 today. Explosion. What about John Deere? We talk about industrial style. It's always been the laggard. But Deere's probably due. What do we got? A little overbought. Man, if we could get back to 406, I would say that's a crush. Caterpillar Cummins Engine. Just book it. Stay with those. Don't let those get off your radar. We probably get some kind of retracement in the next 3 months, and that's going to be it for a while. I expect these to accelerate. A lot like the Oracle, the Googles of the world. I mean, look at Google, guys. 318. Can we get something at this point? Google, Oracle, overbought at the moment, but if Google could get back to 297, that would be an amazing secondary entry, third entry, fifth entry, whatever, and just buy it and never sell it. A lot like those. Oh, the other one, big pop today, Meta. Was anything there on Meta? I was up 25 today. Go to the daily chart. I mean, the 4 hour, yeah. We had big stuff on Meta on the daily, guys. We've been talking about this the last couple of weeks. Hold on. Thank you. And that was right at 600. We're going straight to 7. 711 is target 1, fill the gap. But every time Meta prints these kind of patterns, that's your opportunity. And it's working out to be about once a year. This was twice a year. Twice this year. Two beautiful patterns. Up, all the way back down. Go again. A lot going on here. I mean, just these are the kind of stocks you want to focus on. And then the rest of them, someone wanted to look at Clean Spark earlier. I mean, okay. Here's Mara. It might pop up again, but is it going to be sustained? That's what I want you guys focusing on. Harmonic retracement patterns within sustained long-term uptrends. That's what's going to get us through the next few years. That's what's going to get us to much higher levels. What else do we got? Haven't looked at the Dow in a long time. Dow flat today. These are Dow futures. Remember, weekly is like this. I mean, look, the Dow futures, diamonds, this trend continues. And we just keep playing the retracements along the way. Yeah, like the diamonds, this is Caterpillar. This is Cummins. This is Walmart. Guys, this just continues. Think about it like this and project it out. You ever have a question, all right, stock market's going to crash, or Japan's interest rates are rising, and so they're unwinding the yen carry trade, and the Fed is not going to cut rates or whatever. Look, all of that's good fodder for your scrolling Twitter feed, but this is the simple application of and yeah, we're above 50K probably next year. 2026. We don't even have to do much to get there. 6%? Barely. 7% higher from current levels gets us to Dow 50,000. So be aware that this is what's happening. Stick with the trending plays. A couple more and I'll wrap up. We did Meta, guys. We like it. It's up today. Wait for the next pullback, whatever. I think stuff like Oracle's a good one. Goodyear Tire and Rubber. Okay, cyclical. Not trending. And this is a tough one because it's a good idea. Look, Goodyear Tire. It's off its all-time highs. We're trading at $8. You know, they're not going out of business. What do we have here? Well, let's classify it as what it is. It's a recovery trade. That's all. This is not trending higher. And look at amazing. Pretty clear. There are companies that are they're cyclical in nature. They've got limited growth potential. And that's how to frame it out. On the top side, $30. On the bottom side, it's probably like $5, $6 where you are now. So why not play it? Well, because we want the trending sustained gains. If you were to play this, and let's say buy it at 8, whatever, and it gets to 15, 20, maybe 30, you're out at 30. Absolutely. You'd have to see a whole bunch of things happen. I want trending plays, and I want to ride them I want jump on points on retracement, and my goal is to ride these, like Walmart type of thing at 102. That was a jump on point. Ride that to 130, 150. This, maybe we turn around, maybe we don't. That's the other thing, of getting stuck at these lows. Yeah, the other one was Dollar General is another one. And I think that one was, monthly. That busted its trend all the way back down with the nice shark. I mean, earlier this year would have been perfect. And this could go. I mean, Dollar General looks great. It does look really good to go at least back to 170. but I want trending plays. BBAI up nice today. Yes, it is, and we like that, and we're going to stay with that. I'm still long that. BBAI, Big Bear. Um, I don't have a massive position, but 1,500, 2,000, something like that. I'm looking for this thing to continue. Where was this? Is a weekly, right? What was I forget what this was. Oh, you know what it was? It was Soundhound had the pattern. Soun. Yeah, there you go. Shark. This is like BBAI, Soundhound AI. Terminal bar was 11, now 1259, but there you go. Patterns looking left, and this is a better progression of a trend for sure than say Goodyear Tire. We're making great progress like that and that. I like that, and that continues. We should see up to 16 to 19 easy. I like those. These are taking their time. They're building, but there's progress. Even though we've retraced, you went through a 50% retrace, you rebounded, you respawned, you're holding lows. That's different than Goodyear Tire that just continued to make new lows. Stocks or BTC for next year? 1,000% stocks. One thing, I don't care what Bitcoin does, guys, because I know whatever it does, low to high, it's going to go through a 786 retracement in the next cycle, and there will be another bear cycle. Stocks are full on. You have so many bullish trends, as I said. You've got interest rate trends, you've got consumer trends, you've got lower taxes, you've got the World Cup in the United States, and then you've got the Olympics 2 years later. All right, so all of this it matters. Fundamentally, yeah, United States is in great shape. You're going to have plenty of activity to keep that debt serviced, if not expanded over the next 2 years. People are going to be spending not only money, but big money. I think it's underestimated what that's going to do for US. It's going to make it look real busy for a while. So stocks, US stocks, trending, things that have clear patterns on retracement with confirmation. I like the AI stuff. I like the semis. I like the quantum. I like the select energy play. All the big ones. They're all setting up. And I think next year you see a lot of the concept stocks that busted this year really get legs and go. Yeah, 200, there you go. That's the other one, the 250th anniversary of the United States. I remember the bicentennial. I guess, what is it, quadrennial? So maybe sell more BTC position. Echo Leaf is asking. Um, you know, that's up to you. That's up to you. I'm not going to go against these guys that are all into the prophecy. I just think ignoring the stock market, excuse me, ignoring stocks and having predictable cycles like stocks have given us for 100 years is, be that's a tough one. You got more information on stocks, you got more fundamental drivers than just a store of value on Bitcoin. And what has the rest of crypto done for you? Well, everything, anything in crypto. What's it really done? Yeah, you get these big 5x moves and then they retrace 88.6%. And then you only have a double when you've got other things that, Caterpillar will double and will never look back. That's what we want. Walmart will double and maybe it retraces 30% at one point. But I don't think we're going to see under 100 again in Walmart ever. That's the difference. I don't have the certainty of the Bitcoin sustainability, not at least on this run. And that's where we started. Let's finish here. Okay, look, Bitcoin's at 92. We got a few undecided kind of up and down signals, right? Focus on the 4-hour time frame. That's the only thing I want to pay attention to right now. And right now, it's printing a type 2 bat, which when we look at it in hindsight and we look at kind of the patterns that have developed on this 4-hour time frame since the peak, well, it's the second, get back here, sorry. It's the second pattern. It's the second big bearish pattern since the top. And we go off of this here. Guys, this is why you get the software, so that you can see clearly. And let me remove all the bullish patterns. I'm only focused on the bearish formations for where we are. Settings, remove bullish patterns like that. There you go. So look at these patterns. BTC. One, there's your extension pattern. First retracement. Second retrace pattern, the Gartley, kind of confirming that. Third retrace continuation. That's how we do it. Let's give away one 30-day package. HPC 30 for you stragglers still here. We'll let one person win it for today. I'll give a couple more. But that's what we're looking at in Bitcoin, guys. That's why I'm just so adamant about it, that, you know, if Bitcoin was to turn around, do something amazing or whatever, maybe I'll call it, Greg, you can't win. You already won like 20 times. Come on. Greg, you don't have the software? Greg, if you want 30 days on the gold membership, DM me. eFunk, you're the winner, okay? eFunk. Greg, DM me. Explain your situation to me on the Discord. Both you guys. Send me a note. Everyone else, you want to join the Discord, hit that link. Remember, the HPC 30 Black Friday, Cyber Thursday deal. Good for a few more days. Use the code HPC30 on checkout. Get over there. All right. Greg, I'll hook you up with the gold. But don't you have the software already? Everyone else, if you want to try any of the platforms, check those all out. Beyond that, place to catch me is on Discord with your questions. Let's see what happens with Bitcoin, okay? Because if it's a type 2, we're looking for target 2 at 85,389. I'll leave it there for today. Okay? Hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm out of here. Been fun, as always. You have any questions, again, get over to the Discord. Until then, folks, as always, go get them. Have a great one. We'll see you Tuesday.